Hey, sociology friends, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed Unit 1, that you learned about it, and that you enjoyed your project there. I'm here today to help you do your Unit 2 video assignment and explain Project 2 for you. But before we do, I got a joke of the day for you. Ready? Here you go. A receptionist says to the psychologist, "Doctor, there is a patient here who would like to see you. He says he's invisible." To which the doctor replies, "Tell him I can't see him right now." Get it? Can't see him right now. Oh, well, I think I'm funny, and these guys down here think I'm funny too. But hopefully, you enjoyed that joke and it got you ready to start learning about your project. So here goes. So for your second project in sociology, it's another writing assignment. This time, you are going to be doing an essay on culture. And here's the prompt straight out of Flip Switch out of your course. It says, briefly describe each of these components of culture: symbols, values, and norms. For each, say whether it is a part of material culture, non-material culture, or both. Then give an example of each listed and explain how it is relevant to your everyday life. Write 5 complete paragraphs. So this is a pretty straightforward essay assignment, but I wanted to break it down for you just so you didn't have any questions about what was required of you and what exactly you needed to include in your essay. So to be successful with this essay, here's the first thing you need to do. You need to have a good introduction with a solid thesis. I need to know that you're going to be talking about different elements of culture and what those elements are. So start with a good attention grabber, like we talked about last time, something that's going to bring me in and help me get excited about your topic. Then give me your thesis statement and your overview of what you're going to talk about. And if you do that, you'll be golden. Then you need to have one paragraph about symbols, another paragraph about values, and a third paragraph about norms. So introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and then of course you need to have a good conclusion where you restate your thesis statement and give me a brief review of what you talked about. Now I want to go a little more specific in what you need to have in your body paragraphs here. If you want to have a good essay with all the requirements, each of your body paragraph needs to explain the element of culture. So symbols, values, and norms, each of those is a different element of culture. You need to list whether it's a material culture, non-material culture, or both. So is symbols material culture, non-material culture, or both? Is values material culture, non-material culture, or both? And is norms material culture, non-material culture, or both? So you'll want to include that in each of your body paragraphs. So when you're talking about symbols, make sure to list if it's that type of culture or not. Values, norms, same thing. Be specific and don't leave that part out. If you leave that part out, you're going to lose some points. You also need to provide an example of each one of these. So what's an example of symbols that you've seen in your life? What's an example of values that you've seen in your life? What's an example of a norm that you've seen in your life? And then explain how each one of those things is relevant in your life. So within each of the body paragraphs, you're going to do these things. If you have any questions at all, come talk to me, email me, or call me, and I can further explain. But I think it's a pretty straightforward essay. As long as you do these things, you're going to do great and you're going to get a good score on it. Just make sure that you're answering each part of the questions in each of the paragraphs. And I really do want it to be relevant to your life. Don't just throw me an example of a generality out in the world, but what is a norm that you have in your life? Do you always cover your mouth when you sneeze? Or is there anything else that's important to you? Do you always go to the right? I know I do. When I go into Walmart, it's kind of funny. I feel like it's switched. When you're walking into the door, on the right side it says exit, and on the left side it says enter, and I feel like you're supposed to always go to the right. And so I feel like that's a norm, so I really struggle with it. They have that reverse. So in my life, that could be a norm that's relevant. But just make sure that you're personalizing this essay. It's kind of a nice essay because it doesn't require a lot of outside research. It's just thinking about reflecting back on what you learned in the lessons about what each of these things are, and then explaining how they are in your life. Which again, just be specific and answer all the parts of the prompt, and you should be very successful with this essay. So again, please let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help, but I do think all of you can be successful. And I really think everyone can get an A on this assignment. Now, if you turn it in the first time and you don't get the score that you like, look over the feedback that I left. that I'll leave. I always leave feedback on your project to let you know what you did well and what you can improve on. So let's say you came back with your first assignment and you got a 75% and you wanted to do better than that. So don't stop at the 75. I'll give you another attempt. I'll create a second attempt for you. Take the feedback I gave you, use it to fix your essay, and then do a second attempt. I'll give you up to 3 attempts. So generally, after 2 attempts, if someone hasn't gotten an A, they've usually been able to fix everything and get an A at that point. And if they can't do it with 2, then usually by the 3rd attempt they can do that. I really want everyone to do great in this class. I don't want you to skip any assignments. I don't want you to kind of just skim by with a small grade. I want you to really learn the material and be successful. So whatever I can do to help, I definitely will. But now that you've watched this video, I need you to please complete the video assignment in our Google Classroom. Please. The video assignment helps me know that you've actually watched it. It helps me know that you've seen the project requirements. And you get points for it. Simple 5% in the class just by completing the video assignment. So if for some reason you don't know how to get into our Google Classroom, let me know. But other than that, you are ready to roll on your next project. And I'm looking forward to reading them. Have a great, guys. Good luck with this course and your other courses.